Change your diet, change your life, change the planet. Greetings from Exeter, New Hampshire. I just finished up a run around Phillips Exeter Academy, and I had a bit of a flashback, full circle kind of experience on the run, and I wanted to share it with you. When I was at Middlebury College in the 80s, many of the students were from Phillips Exeter, and Phillips Andover, and Choate, and Northfield Mount Hermon, and all the other top preparatory academies. And these kids had a serious education. I went to a Vermont public school, which they did their best, but my education wasn't anywhere near what these kids were getting. These kids were getting college prep. In fact, better than college prep at most colleges. So when I got into classes with them, my writing skills, my debate skills, my speaking skills, let's just say all of my skills were clearly inferior. And I developed a pretty serious inferiority complex right off the bat at Middlebury. I was the Vermont farm boy around all these highly educated, sophisticated kids, and it just put me in a world of hurt mentally. I knew I was smart, but I couldn't write like they did. I couldn't speak like they did. I couldn't communicate my intelligence like they could, clearly, efficiently, and effectively. And that insecurity has not left me. It's always been there. We often think that insecurity is a bad thing and it's something that we should get rid of. It's an undesirable quality. I think that some insecurity is actually really healthy. It's kind of like the engine of your car. It's an explosion that moves you forward. You're igniting gasoline and it's exploding. It's very dangerous. But if you take that gasoline and put it inside of an engine block and inject just the right amount, and then have a little spark come in and ignite it, just the right amount of spark, you can actually create forward motion. That's what an internal combustion engine is. Combustion, explosion, fire. But it's controlled, it's regulated, and it's how our cars work. Without that fire, without those miniature regulated explosions, we wouldn't move. And I think insecurity is the same thing. But if you have too much insecurity, it's like adding a match to, a lot of gasoline. Or if you have too many triggers in the outside environment and some insecurity, not a good combination. It needs to be controlled. It needs to be regulated. You need to build an internal combustion engine inside of yourself, inside of your mind. And that's what a lot of the practices that I undertake are all about. How to manage my insecurity. Not how to get rid of it, but how to manage it. And how it relates to this project. It's that very insecurity which is now in me controlled and contained, just like that engine in your car. I use that insecurity to drive me to ask questions. I use that insecurity to never be content with the answers that I get. To keep looking. To never say I have the answer. To never say I've got it all figured out, I'm confident, I know this is the answer, I've written the one book, it is now the Bible of raw foods or training or running or psychology, whatever the field may be. I don't ever need to write another book, I don't ever need to ask another question, I don't ever need to look at another study, I've got it all figured out. And many of the books that you are reading in the raw world, the vegan world, the health world, the alternative world, are written by people with that very mindset. They've got it all figured out. They're totally confident that they have the answer, the truth. They've stopped asking questions. They've stopped looking at studies, especially studies that disconfirm their beliefs or hypothesis. If they do look at studies, they'll only look at those studies that confirm what they believe or that confirm what their book says. That's called confirmation bias. You look at the confirming evidence, you ignore the disconfirming evidence. Well, I'm an insecure person, controlled insecurity now. And that insecurity keeps me on my toes. When I've given talks here in the Boston area, I've had graduates of Harvard and MIT in the audience, and they'll often grill me with questions. So I've learned that if you're going to say something, if you're going to put something out there, you better have done your research, because there's a chance that somebody highly intelligent and skilled in that particular area is going to be listening. And they can easily make you look like a fool. Now, a very confident person that never questions themselves or questions anything else will just simply dismiss that person, even though that person questioning them may be accurate or correct. The confident person will just dismiss them. I don't know what you're talking about. Rather than saying, oh, I was not aware of that. Really? Okay, I will look into that. Which is something that I have now learned to do because my insecurity causes me to be open. It causes me to question. It causes me to listen to other people when they say something. Tim, have you considered this? Tim, have you looked into that? Actually, no, thank you very much, and I'll make a note of that. Something to look into. And I'm grateful for people that question me. I'm grateful for people that challenge me because they cause me to grow. They cause me to expand my knowledge and my information base. And my quest continues. But it's insecurity that fuels the forward motion of that quest. Not an explosive insecurity that ignites me and I fall apart, but an insecurity just like the fire in your engine that moves your car forward. It moves me forward on the quest for knowledge. It keeps me open-minded. It keeps me from closing my mind and thinking that I have all the answers. So as I was running around Phillips Exeter today, I was grateful to all of the students that made me feel inferior, because that inferiority has been the fuel for the running raw fire now for the past 6 years. And also, those of you that have some insecurity in your life, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a weak person. Just find a way to create that engine block. Find a way to use that insecurity as the fuel for positive forward motion. I think insecurity in that regard is very healthy and necessary for the future of humanity. Because once we think we know it all, we're done. All right, see ya.